then what I'll do, I'm going to spin round, I'm going to go into that corner, just there, and have the door facing this way. What's happening here is having a problem with rabbits coming through all along here, and as you can see, he grows a lot of his own food here. So yeah, we'll see if we can sort that out. Right, let's get some camping done.
I like how you made that. It's just cool. I actually like that.
Right, so that's it. That's how long it takes to set camp up with this. It's coming together really, really nice. So got a couple of little bits and pieces to have a look at. So we've got a survival shelter, as you can see. I've not looked at that yet, so we can look at that together and go through it. I think it's quite a cool thing. And I like playing with products and things, you know, that other people haven't seen or that I've not seen. The other thing that I'm so chuffed with, I've wanted one of these for a good few years, and I've got the small LifeSaver water filter, love it, but I've wanted the big expedition one, and finally I've got one. So, and as well as that, not only that, I've got the one with the shower attachment as well, which just, it clips off, clips on. Not actually used it yet. What I've done, when you first get these, you've got to like pre-charge them. So you've got to leave them with water in for a bit to get some water in them filters. Then you're going to pump it up, give it some pressure, push it in, let a load of water run through it, and we're at that stage now. And I've put the charcoal filter in as well, but with these, you pressurise them up, pump, puts a bit of pressure in, and then you can open the valve and it comes out. And again, you can put the shower attachment on as well, and you can have a bit of a shower, clean your plates, do what you got to do. So yeah, first time playing with that, so you'll learn with me. And then from there on in, should have a quick tidy out now because I've chucked everything in. I'm out with my daughter, so if you see the back of someone's head, that's her. And I'm 80% of the way through building her a bunk as well, so we've both got a bunk. So yeah, we'll go from there. Right, so what we've got here, it's dead straightforward. It's pretty idiot proof, so it's ideal for me. You just so it locks off in that position, so it's not going to get rattled about and stuff. Quarter of a turn, lifts up, push down. You do that like 10 times. And you can feel a bit of resistance there. You could probably do it loads more, but I'm not going to mess about till I get the hang of it. Like I say, you click this on the side. It's got a little push fit in so you can pull it off. You've got a little valve here. Don't know why the valve's backwards to what you think it'd be. I think it's that way to go on. And then, there we go. So we've got running water. And then I would assume, pump it a bit more, and you're going to get more pressure. Like I say, it's common sense. I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs. I'm just absolutely chuffed to bits that I've got one of these things now. So yeah, you can see a bit more pumping, more pressure. So you want to clean your hair, you want to clean what you're doing, wash your plates down, what have you, or you can just straight, we'll turn that off a second, take that out, or you can just straight have it, as you can see here, off the side of your vehicle. Yeah, blown away. So this is the upside of spending years and years and years and years building up a YouTube platform, and people watching it is companies see the relevance of, you know, putting it on there, and in return I'll use it, I'll test it, let people know what I think. They're confident in the product. I mean, they've got millions of them all over the world, third world countries, they supply militaries, so yeah, cool. Then you go to the other side of it, which is like this company here, that's I don't want to insult them, I think they're a new company. I've not seen them before, just randomly came up on Instagram, I commented on it, and they've sent one out. So pretty much they do like more rescue equipment and things. So we're going to open this up now, see what we've got. Oh, we've got a letter, so I shall read that separately. Open the thing up. The idea of this, and the reason I think it'd be ideal for this channel just to have a quick look at is this is multi-purpose. So this is for things like say you're green laning, you're going across the top of an exposed area, someone's fallen over, a bicyclist. I've done it before where I've been out, there's someone come off the bike, they've smashed the head off of the floor, they've twisted the neck, and they've wanted to wait for an ambulance. Ambulance isn't going to get to that location for some time because you're not guaranteed to get an air ambulance, so you wait for a land ambulance. Meanwhile, you're in the elements. When I come across them, it was nice weather, no dramas. If it's raining or cold, you've got them elements and someone laid on a cold floor. That's where this comes in. Or you break down on the motorway with your kids, you're going to stand up the embankment, you're exposed again. So, theory is, you put one of these bad boys up, and you're out the shelter. The idea of it is it's a quick deployment case. What I'm going to do, so I don't look like a mug, I'm just going to read the little note first, and then I'll come back to you. Right, so, let's get this product out.
I can't wait to get a shower in this.
Got you? What we're going to do is if my little one pays attention now, I'm going to go have a go at deploying it, and then when I've done it, she's going to have a bash at doing it, just to see if it is really, really simple that anyone can do it, because although I'm not the smartest guy in the world, I have played about with a lot of different tents and shelters. So yeah, it's Riglou, I think it's Riglou. That's the company. I'll put a link in the description below if anybody's interested, because they do have a lot more information on there, and this isn't a review, that's for them to do. This is just me playing basically, because as you're aware, I'm off work at the minute, so I've actually got the time to make these videos. This stuff's been stacking up in the house and I just haven't got time to do it. So it's playtime for a grown man. So, right, first thing I noticed, it's a decent bag, okay? We've got a little hand pump, bellows, whatever you want to call it. Anything else down the sides? No. So have a look at that. We've got a front section here. So in here, thought that was going to be just a bit of Velcro. It's not, it's a proper zip and everything. So in here we have got instructions. So what have we got? What have we got? Roll the thing out, close the valve. I'm not going to read that because I think if you were in a situation, you'd just do it. So I'll probably do this wrong the first time out of pure ignorance, but I'd rather do it from a layman's point of view, if that makes sense. So we've got, oh lovely, a couple of survival shelters straight off. Repair patches, that's handy, that is really handy. Got a couple of chem lights, that's a nice touch. Oh yeah, someone just get excited for chem lights. Someone's been through all my kits and found them. Loads of tent pegs. Oh, they're nice. Look at these.
Oh wow, they're amazing.
Not for climbing. They're nice, lightweight little things. So there's 4 of those. We've got guy lines. So yeah, that's not a bad little pouch full of gear. Let's roll this out now. Stop pumping that, please, sweetheart. Right, so if we roll this out, we've got. It does look like a pencil case. It's the.
Ooh, is it stretchy?
Yeah, you go that way. Well, just stay there. So on this one, we've got, it's the wetsuit material. Ooh. So what we've got the one-way valve, we've got the pump itself. On this, what have we got? Rechargeable air pump. So that's good. So where's the? So on this one, at least you can charge it up in the vehicle if it goes flat, or like a lot of things over time, the batteries will eventually just corrode and die, but you'll still be able to use the thing on the fag lighter. There we go, cigarette lighter, 12 volt. You can't say fag lighter now, you can't say cigarette lighter because nobody smokes, or your 12 volt output. Okay, luckily there's no wind or anything like that. So we're going to open this up a bit. So we've got the thing rolled out now. We found the valve. So what we're going to do, see how long this thing takes to inflate. Just make sure we're still recording. Yeah, we're recording. So bang this on. You've got a couple of different fittings on this, so you could blow up different items. The other thing I like about this is if you're ever trying to light a fire, these things are awesome for lighting fires. So, right, let's count it down. How fast is this?
It's amazingly fast.
Are you stopping in here tonight? What do you mean in there? I'm having in there.
I'm sleeping in my brand new bunker bed.
See, I can see the base starting to fill up now, so it shouldn't be too much longer, and the hoop should fill up now. Right, and the issue why it's not going up, I've left it open at the other end, so it's going in one end and out the other. So let's close this valve off. See if it does anything now. Because I did that, I'm pumping it in here, I saw the base starting to fill up and it didn't go anywhere. I've just realised there's a valve at both ends, so it doesn't matter where you deploy it, you can pump it up. Or if one valve fails, use the other. So you've got that bit of redundancy. No hands.
It's going fast.
It is going fast now that I've shut it. Needs a bit of help. This is actually a lot bigger than what I thought it'd be. So I wonder, is it a valve for this side and a valve for that side? I refuse to read the instructions though, because I like to think with things like this, you've got to be able to do it without, because then if you're in a bad situation and you panic, or you lose the instructions, it's got to be that simple. There we go. Pretty early, isn't it? Oh, that's just popped off. So yeah, one-way valve. We can get some more air in it, but I'm gonna leave it as that now because it's just fallen out and I think we're about there. We're burning time, so let's have a look. Right, so looking at this thing, that's a decent size. So 2 people at a push could shelter in there laid down. I'll probably say 3 or 4 sat down waiting at the side of the road. You've got your sections here where it's see-through, so if you're at the side of the road, what have you, you can still keep an eye out, see if a recovery's coming, see if you've got an ambulance coming, a helo, whatever. You've got an entrance at the front, entrance at the rear, so you can have someone working on someone at both ends. That's handy. You've got Velcro sections, zips, it all folds up. What else have we got? The only thing which would be a positive and a negative for it that I would probably have would be possibly one of these sections on each side where you could zip this up, because if you've got a casualty in there, you can work on them from over the top, but sometimes you might need 2 of you. You know, so you've got 1 at the top, 1 coming in from the side, but then 1, the cost is going to go up, and 2, it's another place where water can get in, because this is actually, when you look at it, you've got a ridge along the top of here. You know, when you look at this, it's quite, you know, it's quite sturdy for air. It's the first time I played with something that's air. You've got tie down points everywhere, so you've got the little tabs there, you can have all your guy lines on. Yeah, you'd probably get away with camping in this. It's not an ideal tent for camping, but you totally could. And if you want to see it, if anybody's interested, we could take this somewhere. 24-hour camp when the lockdown's gone. Get out there, use that thing. I'll pack that in. Excuse me. All I'll need: roll mat, sleeping bag, and a little day sack full of my stuff. yeah, we could use that for a weekend. Give it a bit of a full test. Think you lads camping this? The other option, I'm going to check this, I'm going to leave this up overnight, see how well it retains air, because it's not a long-term shelter, but I'd like to see what it's like over 12 hours. The other thing I want to try is I'm going to put a bag in here so it's weighted, and just see if this is fully waterproof or just water resistant. But that's a decent amount of space. What I'm going to do, Ola, can you grab me my tripod? I'm going to jump in so you give you an idea of size. And if I put my feet at the end, my head's about here. So it's a good 6 foot. It's 6 foot there. If I was on a diag, I'm in. So you could quite easily spend quite a bit of time in here. The other thing as well is, because it's quite an expanse, it's not going to fill condensation straight away. So yeah, looking at it, I mean, if I pull down, that's a fair bit. Everywhere you can unvelcro things, you can repair things. 2 one-way valves for redundancy, I like that. Really high quality waterproof zips actually. You know, the kind with the rubber that flaps up back over on itself. And the other thing where people skimp on is the plastic tabs in the corner, and they're decent too. So I don't think it's your typical cheap and nasty item. Looking at the stitching as well, normally with tentage and stuff, like now I've got the sun there, so if I pull this down and you look along the stitch line, usually you can see light beaming through. This you can't, which indicates that it has been fully waterproofed like after the stitchings phase, which is an expense not even a lot of awning or roof tent companies go to, so that's quite impressive. So yeah, for emergency services, for like your mountain rescue vehicles, I don't know why they wouldn't have one of these in if they haven't got them in already. I'm sure someone on this channel will be a part of all that. Let me know if you do or not. Yeah, this is something to play with over the summer, I think. And you can give this some stick in the garden, can't you, Ola?
Yeah.
So, right, I'm going to crack a beer now because I'm well overdue for it. And we'll come back to this a bit later and have a bit of a play then. Right, so we're out now. By the time you see this, it might be a bit more locked down, not sure. But as it is, for those that you aren't aware, I was working with a lad who got a bit of a cough and went home, so automatically he's going to have 7 days off. I've got 14 days off. I've spent 7 days living in my Land Rover away from the family. That's just come to a head now, so no symptoms and stuff. Happy days. So what we're doing is, instead of isolating in the garden, I've just come a couple of fields down. As you can see, there is no one anywhere. So yeah, we are out and about. I'm sure you're still going to get people pissing and moaning that I've actually gone out, but I'm literally behind my house. There's no difference between me isolating in my garden and me isolating a field or two down here. So yeah, you can whine all you want, but this is a lot more isolating than the people that are going to the shops constantly and still going to work. I'm still in the same location that I normally am, within a mile. Yeah, can whine all you want, but I'm not interested. I'm isolating away from people and away from everything, so that's the whole point of this. I'm not going to the park exercising with other people, I'm not out picnicking, I'm not going to Tesco's with 500 other people even though I'm 2 metres apart, because that's a magical distance for airborne pathogens or whatever it is. So yeah, that's where we're at now. So we're just having a play, setting this thing up. We'll show you this in a minute, and we've got the LifeSaver. So yeah, happy days. Let's come along, let's see how far we've got as well, because I've spent a week in the garden tinkering, so we've got a few projects on the go. So this evening's shots are brought to you by just turned 8-year-old. She can fly it as good as me. Pure concentration there. Right, so it's getting to late o'clock, sun's about to go down, so before it gets fully dark, we'll go to evening setup now. And it's starting to come through now. I thought about this over the years a couple of times, but I was never that bothered about it until I did the video with Ash and Simo. Their 101 camper. They've got that drop-down kids bed, and that was it. That was the decision made. I've had to make one. So this space up here now, the cupboard's gone. There's a previous video more than likely out by now showing the start of it. I'll let you know where we're at now. So as you come in, excuse the mess, we've got stuff everywhere, trying to work it all out. So we've got my bed set up now. This is normally the seating area that you know, and then the addition is, if we come in and turn this way, we've got little one's sleeping area. So she jumps up on the fridge and she can climb straight in there, head at that end, laid out. So what we're going to do, we're going to retrim all this, put some nice trims all the way round. I'm going to block that bulkhead off there and probably put another little step on for her there and a grab handle. She'll have a charging point in there for her iPad, and she'll have a light and everything. So she's got everything she needs really. She's got her own little shelves, her own little space now. So yeah. So from there as well, this telly, I've moved it to over here. So it's on the pivot, so I can either have it right over here for when I'm laid in bed on my own, or if she's just in here, I can have it swiveled round there, and then she can see it from her bed. If we're both already, like in the morning, having a bit of a lazy one, I can push it all the way back, and it's against the wall, and we can both see it. So yeah, it's coming together slowly, this setup, it really is.
This is so heavy.
Someone's having fun. Just plinking away at some targets on the fence line there.
Good morning. Right, great night's sleep. Got a bit chilly about 5 o'clock this morning, so put the heater on for half an hour. Yeah, good side of stopping in the field behind a farm is there's just nobody about. The downside of that is they've also got some, I think the partridges. Oh, excuse me. Oh, wow, they're a noisy bird. Yeah, making a racket last thing before we went to bed, and at first light this morning. So, but like I say, it's a small price to pay for being right out of the way and just doing as you please. So yeah, I think time to get up, square everything away, and get some breakfast. You alive over there? No? You moving? Sleepy hair.
Good morning. Right, we're up, we're moving, we've got crazy hair on the go. So, how did that little tent do? Still sat there. I was actually quite surprised. I thought by now it would have gone down, or it'd be sagging or something like that, but no, it's still there. It's got tie down points at the top as well, so you can peg it out, so if the wind was hammering it, it would stay upright. I put a picture on Instagram. I actually got a lot of good forwards and backwards off of people. The majority of them saying that they're not going to spend 200 quid on a pop-up tent, which the people that wouldn't spend 200 quid on a pop-up tent are the ones that just want a festival tent, which is fair one. It's horses for courses, isn't it? That's not kind of what this thing's for. So this is more for, like, as part of a mountain rescue kit to keep someone sheltered, you know, with a bit more than just a tarp or a blanket. This is for someone that's got a, you know, that there's different budgets for different people. I drive a 35-year-old car, so you can tell what my budget is. There's people that drive £150,000 Range Rover that spend £5 on a meal out with their friends. So to put that in the vehicle as part of a kit, it's nothing. You'll find a lot of close protection and stuff. They'll have a certain list of kit for certain eventualities that I'd go in a vehicle, you know, just in the corner of the boot with a load of like first aid equipment, that kind of thing. You'd also get one that I've not seen them put on the thing that would be a good one for hire companies. So if you hired, say, a camper van or that kind of thing, that'd go cool in the corner of the camper van, wouldn't it? One, the customer could use it, and two, it is part of a breakdown kit if you're hiring a vehicle, because these things happen, don't they? So yeah, quite like the back and forth that's going. If you've got
if you've got an opinion on it, give us a comment down below, because the people that make this, they're obviously going to look at this video and they're going to take it on board. They can either move forward with it, or they might even answer some of the questions, which would be cool. But yeah, if you don't look at comparing it to pop-up festival equipment, because that's an unfair comparison. It really is, because it's the quality of the waterproofing, the fact that you get a hand pump and a battery pump that also can connect to your cigarette lighter, the neoprene bags, you know, the high vis, all that stuff. It bumps the price up everything, so it's not in comparison with pop-up festival stuff. It really isn't. That's a very unfair comparison. It's definitely, look at the price of like with work, when I'm doing fire alarms, we have some poles that extend so you can put smoke in the smoke detectors. It's about £1,000 for that pole set. Not because it probably cost £1,000 to make or anything, but because it's red and it's life-saving equipment. You know, it's for that kind of thing. You know what health and safety is like. It's got to be tested and be that little bit better. So yeah, I'd probably say that was a better comparison. See if there's anyone out there that's got a similar kind of thing, you know, for the comparison way. But I'd probably say it was like, you can get the waterproof soft shell jackets from China, and they're like 35 quid, that kind of thing, and they're alright for 35 quid and they work ish. But then you look at like my Ridgeline jacket at 250 quid, and I've had that for years and it keeps going because it's a proven, tested, high quality item. So I'll probably say it's along them ends. I'm not, this isn't sponsored in any way, shape or form. It's, I've just seen the comments, and you know when you feel bad and you're like, no, that's an unfair comparison. The guy sent this out, and it's not some big company. This is some guy that's, you know, invented these, put it out there, and the best thing is, he's one of them companies that's just sent it and says, do you want me to get some shots doing this? Do you want me to get some shots doing this? He's like, just do what you do, mate. Right, companies that are that confident in the product, it speaks volumes, do you know what I mean? So I'll stop waffling now and I'm going to get a coffee because I need it. Right, we're up, we're moving. Oh, slow start this morning. I think I'm into about 2 weeks off work now, and I'm not used to it, so I've started actually lying in the morning, and I keep waking up at the same time to go to work, but then you do that thing where you fall asleep and then you lose 2 hours. Don't know what happens there, but I'm feeling great for it. I'm really enjoying this time off. I know financially it really sucks, but at the same time I've never really had any time off other than the odd day here and there, and my idea of a day off is working on the Land Rover, doing side jobs, doing other work and keeping myself occupied. And I think student life's for me. I really do. What have I been missing, eh? So, breakfast time. I'm going to keep it dead simple. Egg banjo for me, because we're on the farm now. I've come to pick up some food that's for coming out, so rabbits and eggs, that's where we're at. I'm not going to show any of the shooting or anything like that, because obviously I did that 10 skills video and it absolutely screwed me, so I'm not going to show any of the pew stuff. I'm not going to show any of the proper self-sufficient stuff or anything like that for a while, because if you look at normally I'll get a few thousand views in the first day, and it goes up to like probably 5,000 to 10,000 views over the space of 3 or 4 days. That last video's been up well over a week and it's got 2,000 views, which is horrific. And all the watch time on the older videos that normally get watched all the time, that's all gone down. So if you can watch one of the playlists or put it on play in the background, something like that, that'd be awesome. But yeah, YouTube's proper punishing me at the minute. So if you haven't already, subscribe. And if you haven't already, click the little like thing and leave us a comment, because all them little things help the analytics and it boosts the channel again. And I need to get that back up after the kicking I've got after mentioning the pandemic that's the name of a beer. So you know what we're doing. Got the Ridge Monkey, you've all seen that a dozen times, if not more. One of my favourite bits of cooking gear. only going to put the single burner out today, not going to do the double burner because just don't need it. There's only me and the little one and she doesn't even want the hot sandwich. In fact, before I have a sarnie, I'm going to have a brew. Square kettle. This is something I wasn't expecting to get with the LifeSaver water bottle. It's actually got a shower head, so you can pump it up and get more pressure, but that's doing its thing, which I think is quite good for down there. Because before, with my Ridge Monkey water butt, I was putting that up on the shelf, which is a fair old bit of weight, you know, to lift up and leave on top there and then pour it down. I suppose it's not much extra for them because you've got to pump the thing up to pressurise it anyway, so it all passes through the water filter. Because these water filters, they don't. You probably can get some out of gravity, but it takes for ages because it's so dense of a filter. You've got to force it through, if that makes sense. So, one lesson I have learnt with these kettles: make sure the spout's away from where you're going to turn it off. Turn it on there, turn it on there. I need a vessel. Also, need new coffee. For the coffee fiends out there, let us know, because I do like a good brew in the morning. And Darren, you've seen with Boomer the dog with the green 110, comes out, he give me some the coffee, but they're in like a tea bag. Just drop the tea bag in, put the water in, jobs are good and done. I've run out of them and I can't find a supermarket that sells them, so give us a shout if you know any of these, because every man and a dog sells coffee now, don't they? So give us a shout if you know one of these companies that's not extortionate amounts, that has them tea bag things. I like them. I'm going to get some of them for the motor, because the amount of times when we set up in the morning and people congregate on here, it's nice to offer a good brew, isn't it? Anyone that's camping with me, I start with a white coffee, 2 coffees, 2 sugars, and I wean it down as I go through the morning. Hint, hint, when you see a face like this and hair like this. Milk. I could do the coffee at the same time as the egg banjo, but just not feeling it today. We're going to have that nice and steady. Nice and steady. Yeah. Nice, so tight. Do you want a drink of milk or water or anything like that? You can do your own water, yes? Are you wanting to use the LifeSaver thing? I thought you would be. Is bottled water just not cutting it now? Is it because you get to pump the thing and squirt it in? Yeah, thought so. There you go. It's 8-year-old approved. LifeSaver, you've made it in the world now.
It's amazing.
All them military contracts and stuff, and all them, you know, aid missions and things like that. You were kind of there, but now an 8-year-old said it's fun. You've got it. You've got the world by. Oh dear. Do you know what? I just love kit testing, because it's one of them things. Because I spend most of my money on my Land Rover, I don't get huge amounts of spare income to buy like Gucci little things, and to get sent stuff out to play with it. I've wanted it for years, but I'm too tight, or I've been waiting for a deal, or I've been waiting for someone to sell one second hand, or that kind of thing, because that's usually how I get my stuff. So to get one, it's a good play thing. I like the Wrigley thing.
it's bang on, isn't it? It's another item that I get to. It's not something that. It's going to go in the back of here, don't get me wrong, in case I break down with a little one in, because there's nothing worse than breaking down in a camouflage Land Rover under some trees out of the way. It's kind of nerve-wracking, so yeah, you've got that, but it's just something to play with, isn't it? You put it up in different places, you try it with different options, it's just something different, isn't it? I like to play with things. Big kid. Oh, necessary, yes. Now, first on the list, 1x Nutella sandwich, which I'm not thinking that's the healthiest of breakfasts, because I know it says nuts on it, and it's supposed to have loads of hazelnuts in it, but there's also a lot of sugar and a lot of cocoa in that. But I'm the fun parent, so if she wants Nutella sandwich for breakfast, she's having a Nutella sandwich for breakfast. Anything that makes this camping bug out thing fun and memorable for her, so it's not a chore. If we have to do it, the better. You got 1 slice of bread or 2? 2? 2? You are growing. Yeah, you usually say 1, but you're getting big now.
So I say 2.
2. You're welcome. Right, so back to where we're going. Sorry, I've got a bit distracted. You know, saying about that tent, the fellas just messaged me just saying thank you, and that's the difference. You get these big corporate companies and stuff, and they'll just sling the stuff out because they know they get something back. This fella's a bit more personable because it's a smaller company, he's set it up himself and all the rest of it. He's invested a lot of his own time and money into it, so it's nerve-wracking for him, and I'd rather support someone like that than some faceless giant that's never going to get nowhere. Do you know what I mean? So and one day someone might see it on one of my videos offering a massive contract, he makes it big and then sends me out on some awesome promo. It's not going to happen, please. Right, anyway. So what we're going to do, sandwich toaster, you've seen this no end of times. Got my implements in there. Let's get a bit of oil on the job. It's delicious, is it? Put a lot of time and effort into it, that's why. Gordon Ramsay would be impressed with that, you know. Michelin star palette, if you didn't know. Watching that. And if you've been watching, is it Fred, Gino and Gordon, they go out in the big Earth Roamer, you know, the big 4x4 American 4-wheel drive camper thing. They go out in that. It's basically, it's like watching Top Gear. They just wind each other up non-stop, just arguing, drinking, competing with each other. It's funny. If you've not watched it, watched it. It looks like a right scream. If they put a few more cars in it, it would be the new Top Gear. Oh, that's too hot. That's too hot. We don't want the chunky prepper burnt eggs. I know you like them crispy on the bottom, mate, but that's just wrong. That is far too wrong. Need a bigger shelf. What I'm thinking of doing, give us your opinion on this one. I'm kind of swaying to the second option anyway, just because I like the look of it. So on the rear of the vehicle, I've got 2 spare wheels. One in case the spare wheel gets bust. But what I'm now thinking, bollocks, bust the yoke. What I'm now thinking is, instead of having 2 spare wheels, put a spare wheel on the right hand side, a spare tyre on the roof to save the weight of the rim. Then on the left hand side where this spare wheel is, whipping that off, having an aluminium box that I can keep firewood, fire lighters, recovery gear in, and then to the left of it the LifeSaver jerry can, because I want it on the rear of the vehicle. Can't mount anything else to the sides. This is taking a right battering when I pull into the house, because my drive's an inch wider than this, and if I come in at an angle I'll touch the hedge, so the side isn't an option. I don't want to put weight on the roof because it's already a bit of a thing off-road. So yeah, I'm thinking about the wheel carrier. Give us an opinion. Do you think keep 2 spare wheels, or do you think a spare wheel and the LifeSaver and the recovery gear and all the rest of it? Because what I've found is the firewood and stuff I'm putting just inside the door, and it's stinking out the rest of the camper if there's a bit that's already burned that I'm clearing off site and that kind of thing. Or you know, when I pull into a spot and there's a bit of litter and stuff or a bit of mess, I always tend to bag it up and bring it with, so I'm sick of having that in the vehicle. Let us know. Yes, this is required. Let's get the next one ready. Right, so how low can we get this without it going off? Very low, nice. Assume the position. I'll bring you back. And when you've done that, can you wash the Land Rover?
Yeah.
Right, just tidying up now. So just squaring all this away. Just give everything a bit of a wipe down before I put it back in the boxes and everything. Tidy the inside of the camper. We'll collapse this down, and then I need to work out what I'm going to do. It's going to be a few weeks and stuff. We'll wait to see what happens with this lockdown and whatnot. I might just have to come back here for another night, just stay out of the way, do a bit here. I don't know if it lifts a little bit, then might be able to get to a little bit of a location, but as it is, I don't want to go far, because I'm just over them fields there where I live, so I'm round the corner from my house, in a field away from people, so I don't want to push my luck and start going all over the place like some people are doing. They're going hundreds of miles and saying they're going for some bread. Do you know what I mean? That's not on, and they're seeing other people. That's the thing to it. You can't be seeing other people. So yeah, let's square all this away, and she's having fun with this. You enjoying that?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll pack all this up and we'll start moving. Right, so time to take it down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go all 4 pegs first. So, like I say, I didn't bother with the guy lines or anything like that because it's the world's nicest spring evening. So then what I'm going to do is, the way I'm going to move forward, I'm going to go inside, I'm going to dump the valve at the other end, and then come back to this end and dump the valve at this end. That way it's got 2 places the air can escape from. So I've got my peg bag, I've got my pump bag, I've got the auxiliary pump, and I've got the kit bag as well. So I'm going to go inside, and you've got 2 screws on the valve. You've got one-way one, so you can pump it up, take it out, pump it up, take it out, and it only goes in. And if you unscrew that at the bottom, it dumps all the air out, full stop. Earwig, we don't want that for next time. Oh yeah, this is going to take ages. I'm still going to take this valve out regardless, because as I'm pushing it out, I kind of want every escape I can. So pull everything to the middle, pull it all down, I have seen these where they fold them into like thirds and then roll it all out. Bit of a change. I'm going to try something different. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get these two corners, I'm going to put them here. That way both the valves are at this end and the air is going to come this way as I roll it up, so it kind of forces everything to these corners, if that makes sense. It's my little theory on it, because I just can't be told what to do. So we'll do the 1/3, 1/3. So now we're rolling in the direction of the valves. In the bag. It's a decent sized bag as well. It's not like, you know, it's like trying to get a sleeping bag in a bag. It doesn't happen, does it? So we'll open that up. That's in there. We'll compact that down a little bit. Bags of room now, so bulkiest item. Probably could have done a better job of the packing, but this is the first time I've ever done it. That's in there out the way. Peg bag. Motor. I did charge this up after I'd used it, ready for the next time. Get that in there. Two zips, which is nice. There we go. Just see what this is like. So if you can see on here, it's not a cheap and nasty little bag. It's got something about it. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, you've got a section in the front here. You can keep all your little odds and ends. I've got the repair kit and things in the front, the chem lights. So yeah, that's that one. Hope you've enjoyed looking at something a little bit different, because I like playing with something a bit different. So right, let's get everything else tidied up now. You're a sausage. Right, that's that packed away. And out of the way. Put them in. What I'm going to do, I'm not going to leave this on in transit, because I think it's one of them things that's going to get damaged. I can't see it lasting forever because it's a plastic fitting on a plastic fitting. And with me being an oaf, there's a good chance it's going to fall over in something or get bust. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have to reorganise this, and we're going to find a new section for that. The other thing I'm going to do is, see that outlet's facing outwards, I'm going to turn that and just rotate it in slightly, so if it does go over, it's just on the bit of tap, do you know what I mean, nothing else. I'm going to wait to see what you think. Like I say, I'm swayed on having the outside storage box and water carrier on the rear now, rather than having two spares, but we'll see how we go. We'll see if I can come across an aluminium box with a nice waterproof seal on it and a good locking kind of mechanism, and then make something to suit off the side of it for that bracket. It's got two chances. Got the rubbish in. Right, I'll move the vehicle forward. We'll have a quick sweep round, make sure there's no bottle tops, nothing like that, anything silly that's gone into the vehicle, and then we're away. Thanks for coming along. I know it's not much of a video. I'm very limited on what I can do at the minute. Obviously, with all this going on, there's a lot of people that just can't get anywhere, can't get out. I am thankful that I've got this round the back of the house where I can just come and film a little bit. So yeah, it's absolutely ideal. If you want to see some more videos, you want to see some more ideas, you want to see some more kit that I use, because I know the reason I'll say this is such and such from such and such is because if I don't do it, I get 10 people asking me in the questions where it's from, have I got a link for it, have I got this, that and the other. So I'll just shout out what kit it is, where it's from, and if you're wondering, before you ask, just have a look in the description, because I do put the odd link in there to things, to other videos, to other companies, whatever, because it just saves I love it when people ask me questions, but I get asked the same one 20 times, so it gets a bit frustrating. So that's why I say what I say and do what I do, and try and answer it as you're asking it. Catch me on the next one. If you haven't already, if you can hit the like button, if you can give us a comment, it lets YouTube know that this is a decent channel, and it gives me half a chance of showing this, and it boosts my analytics. Thank you very much, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one.